Hey, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 19 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Episode number 318, and we're going to start this episode off pretty brilliantly. It couldn't have gone much better, really. Take a little look at my team. Now, notice how many players there are tradable. Mendy, Da Costa, and Havertz. They're the only tradable players in my squad. And this is like my main team, as you know. And I went ahead, we can see that Robin sold. But I saw that the Twitch packs had finally come through. So let's go ahead and open up our August Prime pack. So no walkout or anything, but it doesn't matter because this isn't the main part of the pack. You actually get a player pick within it. And I think it's going to be one that's going to be worthwhile of a thumbs up from you guys on today's episode. So if you do enjoy, do me a big favour, hit that thumbs up. Thank you for all your support so far this series on this series this year. 1,000 likes would be brilliant. So I press A on my player pick, and 95 rated Havertz is in there. And that's the best pack we've had all year. 95 rated Havertz. That's a non-tradable one. But what did I just tell you? We've got a tradable version of Havertz in our starting 11. And he is one of the few players on this game that has held a pretty decent value. So we just did something huge there and packed ourselves a duplicate Havertz. So I can stick the untradable one in the club and sell the tradable one. How insane is that? Like, genuinely, my best pack this year. I know we packed 96 rated Nicola Pepe in red, but he's like an 80k player now. Granted, at the time, he was 1.5 million coins, but I'd say this is the best player we've packed this year. Knowing that I can actually make 735,000 coins from it. Previously, it was probably like headliner Lala, Christian Vieri, Mbappe, some of the players that we've packed so far on the road to glory this year. But now, 735,000 coins for the German. King Kai, welcome to the first owner club in my club. So yeah, that was pretty nuts. And he sold for that money, 735,000. Absolutely mental. So we've got coins again, 840k in the club, and the same team as we had like a minute ago. So that's brilliant. So I didn't quite know what to do because obviously we're coming right towards the end of FIFA, and I'm not sure like what's going on in terms of content or what we've really got coming up, because I'm recording this episode at like 5 p.m. on Wednesday, so I don't know if we're going to get anything at 6 p.m. or whether everything's just going to fizzle out. You'll know by the time you're watching this. But what I did decide to do was buy a Tots Heung-min Son. There's a couple of players on this game this year which, when they came out, I was like, oh, I would absolutely love to use them on the game, but I don't think I'll get a chance because they're so expensive. Havertz was one of them, Son was one of them, and I think Royce as well is one of them, and Tots Aubameyang too. So we've decided to go for Son, knowing that I packed Eriksen in the last episode, and we've actually just built, like, I guess it's more of a Premier League team than anything, with Kimpembe and Mendy and a couple of icons, but it gives me a chance to in-game try out Christian Eriksen and Heung-min Son. Gives Richarlison a little bit of a run out as well, because we sort of neglected him ever since getting him, really, because we've had so many other cool players come into the club. But yeah, it's just something else that I wanted to try out, and we'll go into some rivals and give our new players a shot. You know, we'll see what Eriksen's like, we'll see what Son's like, just so that we can actually say that we've tried them out this year on the game. So first team is like a nice Premier League squad, and just a very nice team, really. Son gets through, takes the strike, sort of, it ends up coming back to him, and that's how he gets his first goal for the club, which is not really the greatest goal, but we'll take it nonetheless. And he runs up to the camera just so you can see it, basically so I could get a player render in case I wanted to use it for the thumbnail. But yeah, Son on the attack again, a little heel click and a La Croquette, or a couple of them, to get through, and he bangs the post, but it drops to Eusebio, and you all know what he's like with the first time finishes, so he's able to get that nice quick reaction time and to get the goal back. Now, a little run from Christian Eriksen, and I go for a little bit of a shot there, knowing that his 5-star weak foot as well as 4-star skills, and you know, we can I just wanted to try them out. So the team's probably not the strongest. I know that Havertz is better and he's sat on the bench. Ronaldinho's not on there, nor is of course like Hazard and stuff. So it's just like, it's the end of the game, why not just give everyone that I want to try, give them a try. So don't be alarmed if I sell someone like Tot Son again to maybe buy Tots Aubameyang, or it's just something that, you know, maybe we'll buy up some of those really cheap Tots, or who knows, when you're watching this, there might be a whole new promo or a whole new set of players out or something that would be interesting for me to use, but I kind of highly doubt that. So I mean, I don't know, but I just imagine that the game's going to kind of fizzle at this point in time. I hope not, though. Anyway, we get a 4-0 goal. We get the goal for Christian Eriksen on his debut, and he had a good game. I actually really enjoyed him. He's like not as good in the air or not as strong as Havertz, but he's like a little bit more agile and stuff, I feel. So he moves really nicely, and of course having the ability with his 5-star weak foot is top notch, as well as the 4-star skills. So yeah, what a great player the Dane is on this game. So now this, we come up against like basically a full Brazilian team, I'm pretty sure. It's a nice squad, you know, some nice players in there, but some that are behind the curve. But this guy was good at holding possession, so I definitely struggled, and he had loads of players coming back. Look at all of his players on the little mini-map down there. They're all back in defence. So it was one of those where he had loads of players going forward, loads of players on the coming back. He was just abusing some sort of mechanic, I think, where on the custom tactics where you can have like your players just getting up and down the pitch. So I didn't often have that much space. So I was 1-0 down, and at half-time it didn't really look like I was going to get back into this one. But nonetheless, we'll carry on for a little bit, see if we can make anything happen. Musa then gets through. He brought on a Musa who ends up scoring against me. I just could not get my defenders back in the right position for that. So that's 2-0. Lozano knocks it to Richarlison. Plays it back through again. I take the strike, but it's just wide of the post, and that is unfortunate. And then he's going to run through again and get another goal here. And I think I'm probably going to... Is this the game that I rage quit? There's one where I just decide to dip out. Yeah, he gets that finish with Musa, and that's the last thing you're going to see of this game. I just quit out and moved on into another one, you know, because, hey, what's the point? We've already lost. So we move into the next game. Another solid squad. I couldn't quite work out which formation and stuff this guy was going to play, and he ended up playing a defensive 4-4-2, and he did not move towards me when tackling the ball. Like, I was just running, he would just, you can see what he's doing. He's dropping his midfielders back and just sitting there. So for a lot of this game, I basically just played it back to my defence and was like, all right, come on then, come at me. I needed him to come out a little bit so that I could then counter on him and score the goal. And it was just a bit boring, really. We finally work an angle and get a goal with Heung-min Son. And then we knock it through to Richarlison here. I take the strike, but just wide of the post, unfortunately. So no goal there. And at half-time, we are 1-0 up and kind of sitting pretty, really. Into the second half we go then. Pogba knocks it into Lozano, into Eriksen, back to Lozano. I take the defender on quite nicely and just bang it in the bottom corner. Now that is the second goal in Rivals this week with an Eredivisie player in 2 separate matches. So that's going to unlock me a foot swap player because that is one of the objectives this week. I've not really been focused on foot swap, even though you can get some pretty crazy players from it this month. I've already got my crazy players, so I don't really know what to do. But, you know, when we can bring Lozano on, knowing that he's so good. I mean, that was a beautiful volley there into the roof of the net. That's our 3-0 goal. We really sort of taken the game to him in the end. Just sort of broke through that wall of lackluster defence, you know, where he was just sort of sitting there waiting for me, waiting for the AI to do everything for him, which I wasn't a massive fan of. So 3-0 on the clock. Does he push forward and get a goal here? He might do, to be fair. He gets through Zlatan Ibrahimovic and just knocks it to Ben Yedder, and I mean back again to Ibra. That's terrible defending on my part, and they really weren't tracking the runners. But hey, it is what it is. And actually he gets another goal back with Zlatan, and it's 3-2. So I nearly ended up like losing out in this match, but we held on nicely to end up winning 3-2. Yeah, that's all she wrote for that one. So far, we managed to get some goals with Son, and he's not as good as Havertz, is what I would say about him. I feel like he's probably not as good as Aubameyang either, even though he's got the 4-star, 5-star, whereas Aubameyang's 4-4. Aubameyang's like way good in the air. He's 6'2". I think everything about him is just probably going to work. So we might end up selling Son and trying out Aubameyang. I might buy the German. I might buy Royce. I might want to try out the German actually, because he's really high rated and would be the highest rated player we've used this year as well. So I could end up doing that, knowing that I can link him to some of the Bundesliga players that I've got. Or we might just spend all of our hundreds of thousands of coins on some of the cheaper TOTS players to build up some like cool league squads towards the end. So like buy the Julian Brandts and the players that are like 40 to 50k and make cool league squads, knowing that I've got a few players from most of the leagues anyway. So I'm still really not sure what to do. You'll see my rewards at some point as well, don't forget, because we did get our Foot Champs rewards. It's just whether or not the other packs alongside it are going to be even worth opening, really, because I don't know what special items are going to be in them. But this game right here, we end up being like 4-1 up, and that was a nice goal from Son right there. He does get one back with that Tots Mbappe, who is literally just the one player that's kind of escaped us this year. I ended up doing a lot of SBCs and stuff, which meant that I didn't actually have the liquid coins in order to buy that Mbappe. He was always a little bit too expensive. He's always about double the price of the coins that I have. Even when I sold that Havertz and had 850k, he was still 1.6 million. So he's always just too far away. The only chance of getting him would be in a pack, I think. And I've been trolled plenty of times this year. One with Ben Yedder, which is a good troll. But then you get the old like Haller and stuff like that. And it's just like, no, it's never going to be that PSG badge. I'm just unfortunate enough that we're not going to get Mbappe. So yeah, Havertz ended up getting that last goal. Our nice, fresh first owner Havertz. Love it. And that pushes us up to rank 1. Probably not going to stay there, though. We'll be a rank 2 certified player this week, no doubt about it, because I haven't played much FIFA since this, so I think I'd need another 6k points or so, and I don't think I'm going to hit that this week. So Eriksen was pretty good for a couple of games, a bit quiet for other games, so I wouldn't actually be adverse to putting him into an SBC should we need to. Son, I think I'm probably going to list up if I notice his price spiking. If he starts dropping, then maybe he's just one that's going to stay in the club, or we take a little bit of a loss on him to then maybe buy a Royce or buy an Aubameyang, something like that. But yeah, I guess in the next episode you'll either see my rewards, or we will have sold Son, we'd have brought someone else in, and we'll have a different team to test out as well, because, you know, there's so many players on the bench and stuff there that are just not getting into my starting 11 right now. I want to use them, so we might need to just start using different squads here, there, and everywhere. The only thing it's going to cost me is tax on players and then position cards, should I need to do things like that. But even the cam to centre forwards and the ones which were pretty extinct have come down in price quite considerably right towards the end of the game. Guys, do me a massive favour, hit that thumbs up. The best pack we've had on FIFA 19. That is the best player pick that I've had. A Havertz beats a Pepe in my opinion, and all of the other players that we've got this year. I think it's just an absolute beast to get, and he was like, we had a tradable one that we could sell as well, which is just nutty. So surely that's worth a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, and of course don't forget to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Insta. Those links are down below. Have an important day. Most importantly, have a great day is what I'm trying to say, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.